This is 5 on your side at 5, focused on you.
When such trust is betrayed with abuse to children, and there are efforts to cover it up, the call for accountability should be resounding.
An investigation from the Illinois Attorney General reveals nearly 2,000 sex abuse cases from Catholic clergy members across the state. And we've learned that the Diocese of Belleville is included in that report. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush.
I'm Kelly Jackson. Investigators found 451 clergy sexually abused children from 1950 to 2019. Mark Maxwell joins us in studio. And Mark, you talked with the Bishop of Belleville about this report.
Kelly and Mike, the state of Illinois named 150 priests credibly accused of abusing children who the church has not yet named publicly. Many of those priests belong to the Diocese of Chicago. 9 of them were in the Springfield Diocese, which stretches down to the Madison County area. Bishop Michael McGovern today expressed profound apology for victims who suffered harm at the hands of the church and urged anyone who sees any sign of abuse to report it immediately to law enforcement. McGovern just recently took over the Belleville Diocese in 2020. In about that same time frame, during this investigation, the diocese expanded its list of credibly accused priests from 17 up to 42. But today, the church still does not include the name of former priest Frederick Linsinski, who worked at the Pastoral Center in Belleville in 1991 and 92. 18 victims have come forward to accuse him of abuse. He was removed from ministry there in 2002, pleaded guilty to sexual abuse of children in Illinois in 2004, served 5 years in prison, and pleaded guilty again to 2 counts of abusing children in Missouri in 2019.
Decades of Catholic leadership decisions and policies have allowed known child sex abusers to hide, often in plain sight.
We begged Bishop McGovern to put Linsinski on the list, and he has so far refused.
We might have some record that he served here, but we may not be aware of the allegation against him.
The Belleville Diocese says many of the new names listed in the state report may have belonged to a religious order and traveled through the diocese on a tour or on occasion, but didn't necessarily work directly for them. Critics say that's no excuse for failing to publicly name a criminally convicted sex offender. Tonight at 6, we hear more from victims of abuse in the church who say they were disappointed they didn't see the Attorney General bring criminal charges.
Mark, thanks. A man is charged with killing his girlfriend's brother at a home in St. Peters. Police say Christopher Harper killed Darren Goshen yesterday. Goshen's wife and 13-year-old daughter were also injured, but are expected to survive. Court documents reveal Goshen was put in charge of his elderly parents' finances and was evicting his sister from their parents' home. Harper was caught on security video during the shooting. Goshen's sister is not charged.
A man from Chesterfield is accused of driving a U-Haul through a security barrier at the White House and threatening to kill the president, vice president, or a family member. Tonight, the subject in that crash is in custody on multiple charges. He is being transferred to federal court, where he'll appear before a judge tomorrow.
Our I-team has been digging into his past, and Paula Vasana is here with what we've learned. Paula?
Well, his name is Sai Kandula. He's 19 years old. His neighbors in Chesterfield tell me they saw him just last week walking around the neighborhood with his head down. And this is the moment that crash happened. A U-Haul spokesperson tells us Sai Kandula rented a 26-foot truck Monday night from Herndon, Virginia. That's about an hour drive from Washington, D.C. Law enforcement officials found a Nazi flag in the truck. They did not find weapons or explosives inside. No one was injured. Neighbors tell us they saw him in the area just days ago.
I didn't think a quiet guy like that would be able to do something to that degree. We're pretty active. We like to walk our dogs. When we would walk around, we would notice that he would be walking around the neighborhood multiple times a day. Every time I would make eye contact, he wouldn't really smile. He just kept walking. So.
We also know Kandula graduated from Marquette High School last year. He was involved in student government and tennis. And coming up in the next hour, we'll bring you more about what we know about him.
Now to the Weather First forecast. We're tracking some spotty showers south of the metro.
Let's check in with meteorologist Jim Castillo. Hey, Jim.
Hi, both of you. So we've had mid-80s today, and you notice that uptick in humidity. So right around St. Charles is dry, most of the metro dry, and then we have a pop-up shower around Arnold. So let's take a look at what's going on. Now, the visible satellite shot is showing just that bright white cloudiness down to the southwest of us. Those are those spotty thunder showers that have been popping up, mainly southwest of St. Louis. And again, we've had a few showers anywhere from New Athens to around Arnold, but those are really light. The ones around Sullivan and Steelville have come down pretty hard and heavy here with some good showers and some downpours and maybe some rumbles of thunder. Nothing severe, but maybe some pea-sized hail reported in those areas. There's that shower that's just popping up south of Arnold, and that one near Smithton in southern Illinois has weakened, and they bubble up and they bubble back down again. But we'll talk more about our weekend forecast, big holiday weekend coming up in just a bit.
All right, looking forward to that, Jim. Several businesses on Washington Avenue in St. Louis are having a tough time adjusting to summer security measures. They say while street barriers may help control crime, it's hurting their foot traffic. 5 News Side's Travis Cummings is live on Washington Avenue with more on this, Travis.
Kelly, St. Louis police said that they are closing vehicular traffic to Washington Avenue here at Tucker and 14th and then Tucker and 11th, and this is to ensure pedestrian safety. Meanwhile, businesses say they want to see some balance.
I feel like I'm the queen of opening and closing, okay?
It's not what Nicole Stevenson imagined when she first opened House of Soul at the corner of Washington Avenue and Tucker 6 years ago.
We've been through a lot since the pandemic.
For the last 3 weeks, it's road barriers that have been bad for her DJ and live entertainment business. She went from serving hundreds in a weekend to less than 50.
Most of the construction is going on during the daytime. They're blocking the streets off after 8 o'clock. And so some of the businesses or traffic cannot access Washington Avenue.
Downtown Neighborhood Association Safety Committee Chair Tanner Tucker says it's the work of a few groups to keep things civil.
To come up with a way that works for both businesses and residents in the neighborhood to reduce some of the cruising and loud early into the morning behavior that happens along that 13 to 1400 strip of Washington.
He recognized how bad the barriers can be for both business and visibility.
Putting 2 sheriff's deputies on either side of the block, blocking the street with their lights going, it looks like a crime scene. That's not the best way we can close the street.
They have better ideas.
But maybe with a barricade, or maybe we can leave the street open and have some street calming measures such as curb bump outs.
How about have more police officers present? Have them present, have them walking.
Searching for solutions and a happy medium.
It's important for these businesses and residents to live together.
I want to stay in St. Louis. I think St. Louis needs a House of Soul.
All right, so we're looking at these closures again from Friday through Sunday, 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. right here along Tucker. And this has been happening since 2020. Police say, during the warmer months, we start to see all of those traffic violations creep up. And so this is sort of in reaction to that. They do say that Tucker and surrounding streets will remain open and you can park there as well. We're live downtown. Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.